Hi everybody, my name is Kim and welcome back to my channel Bookmarks and Breadsticks, a bookish foodie channel focusing on the specific genre of food writing. Today I am here to tell you all about my NonFiction November TBR. So I am fairly new to the booktube community and didn't know what NonFiction November really was until I saw Olive on her channel, A Book Olive, which I'll link in the description below, posted the announcement. I'm a couple months in. I mean, I started my channel in May, but I really haven't committed to any kind of monthly challenge or monthly TBR because everything felt a little detached from me since I'm primarily a nonfiction reader. But NonFiction November is here. Well, almost here. It's October. I'm very, very excited to participate. So there are 4 prompts for NonFiction November. They're not mandatory in any way, but they wanted to give you 4 prompts to challenge us who tend to read more nonfiction. So the first is, the 4 prompts are time, movement, buzz, and discovery. So I wanted to challenge myself. I usually read 6 to 7 books a month, so I really wanted to make sure that at least 4 were applicable, 1 per each prompt. I'm not someone who wants to try to get 1 book that hits all the prompts, for example, just because I know my reading pace. But what I did do was take a step and make sure that I read different types of food writing nonfiction, because I'm not someone who wants to read 6 memoirs in a row or even 6 food history books, because I am a mood reader, so I'm trying to give myself a little bit of diversity. Okay, so for the prompt time, I actually have 2 different books. One is Salt by Mark Kurlansky. I started this in September and still haven't finished it. This is a world history of salt. So time, world history seemed applicable. I also really do want to do a full in-depth review of this book because I know Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative is waiting for it. So I'm trying to get this done. The second book for the time prompt is The Billionaires Vinegar. This is the mystery of the world's most expensive bottle of wine. So I've started this book again in August. Dan and I were reading it together and we kind of put it away for a little while. This is about a bottle of wine from 1787 that potentially belonged to Thomas Jefferson. So it is about how time, especially in the world of wine, aged wines, vintages from certain years are worth a lot of money and collectors pay a great deal of money. The big deal with this is that this is from 1787, this bottle of wine. But when does this become too much? When does it become outrageous to pay $1 million for a bottle of wine, and so on? So those are my 2 books for the prompt of time. The second prompt is the prompt of movement. Movement is interesting. You can really think of it like frenetic energy moving around back and forth, but I wanted to think of it as a culinary movement. What is really important to the world right now, especially in the food space? And I think that is about proper representation for our Black chefs and their role in not only global cuisine, but the United States, Southern cuisine. So I am going to be reading Hogs and Hominy. Hogs and Hominy, Soul Food, From Africa to America by Frederick Douglass Opie. So just to give you a little background, I'll read the back for you. Frederick Douglass Opie deconstructs and compares the foodways of people of African descent throughout the Americas, interprets the health legacies of Black culinary traditions, and explains the concept of soul itself, revealing soul food to be an amalgamation of West and Central African social and cultural influences, as well as the adaptations Blacks made to the conditions of slavery and the freedom of the Americas. So this is food moving throughout a global physical space and how it also influences our cooking in the United States today. The third prompt was buzz, and I think buzz can be what is a buzzword, what is trendy, what is exciting. I took it quite literally, and I'm going to be reading about bees. This is The Beekeeper's Lament by Hannah Nordhaus, how 1 man and 500 million honeybees help feed America. So this is I'm reading the back for you again. The honeybee is a willing conscript, a working wonder, an unseen and crucial link in America's agricultural industry. But never before has its survival been so unclear and the future of food supply so acutely challenged. One of the big things about global warming and the changes in the environment is that the honeybee is almost extinct. It is going extinct, is considered endangered, and it is a pollinator. It is naturally what helps our fruits and vegetables prosper and produce the abundance of food we need for the global supply chain. I'm very excited to learn more about bees. I don't think I really didn't start learning to like honey until I turned 30. So hear me out. You know, like Winnie the Pooh when he was eating the barrels or his jars of honey. To me, that honey always looked like jars of melted cheese. It looked like ooey gooey fucking delicious cheese. So when I was a kid and I finally got to try honey and it was sweet, I was so pissed off. I was over it. I did not touch honey again until probably about 6 months ago when my nutrition coach started to make me incorporate it into my diet as an alternative to white refined sugar. So I know, I'm not sure what kid would really think that his Pooh's honey was melted cheese, but to me, if you look at the old cartoons, it's just yellow and whatever. Anyway, honeybees. The final prompt for NonFiction November is discovery. This is a pretty open to interpretation one of all of them. I mean, they're all meant to be open to interpretation, but this one I think I got to have the most fun with. So I have picked The Fish That Ate the Whale, The Life and Times of America's Banana King by Rich Cohen. I've mentioned this before, I think in my August wrap-up. This is the fascinating, untold tale of Samuel Zemurray, the self-made banana mogul who went from penniless roadside banana peddler to kingmaker and capitalist revolutionary. I admit that I don't know a lot about the history of bananas. I only think of like Chiquita Banana and The Woman with the Fruit. So there's obviously a whole world here because this is not the only book about bananas that I have on my TBR. So I'm excited to discover a whole fruit and a whole industry I don't know a lot about. Those are the 4 different prompts and the 5 books I will be reading for NonFiction November. If you are going to participate, I hope you do, first off. You don't have to read 4 books and do these 4 prompts. The minimum hope for NonFiction November from Olive and her other moderators and leaders of this movement, it's just try reading 1 nonfiction book in November. And it can be about anything. Don't think that nonfiction is just a textbook or an encyclopedia. Nonfiction is just the tip of the iceberg for so many types of books out there. And I know I'm very niche with my booktube channel focusing on food, but things like memoirs, food and history. You can also go into culture, modern politics. I mean, you could be reading How to Be an Anti-Racist. You could be reading you could be reading about a lot of books that are very current right now, that are very applicable to the Black Lives Movement, for example, or LGBTQ plus representation. I really hope you guys pick up this challenge. I really hope that maybe one of my books intrigues you. I mean, I know, Leslie, I hear you. I will do a full review on Salt for you, I promise. But I really hope you guys participate. Let me know in the comments below which of the 5 books seems the most interesting, which of the prompts seem interesting. Are you thinking about participating in NonFiction November? Do you need a recommendation? Because I can give you one in the food writing space. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. So this is a pretty short video, but I'm very excited to participate. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, if you like the content I'm bringing to you. I hope you are all well. Black Lives Matter. Please wear a mask. We are almost to the end of 2020. I wish you well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.